Hi, my name is Karen Lippert, and I am a sixth grade English Language Arts and avid elective teacher. I teach at Fillmore Middle School in California, and I have been teaching for about 20 years. I started in Fillmore as a full-time sixth grade teacher, and then stayed home for a few years with my kids and ended up becoming a reading intervention teacher in Conejo Valley for kindergarten through fifth grade for several years, substitute teaching, and then coming back to Fillmore about 5-6 years ago and teaching sixth grade again, and then now I've moved on to seventh grade. So the teaching dispositions that I feel I possess are all of them, but the ones that make me a really good teacher, I would say the first and foremost one is the compassion. In order to gain student confidence, it's really important that as a teacher I have a relationship with each and every one of my students. To do this, I make sure I greet them at the door every day, and they know that I'm generally interested in them as a student and as a person, and I make it a priority to discuss outside activities with my students. It's not just about what's going on in the classroom, it's about what's going on in their life, such as where they go on vacation, who their family members are, what they like to do outside of school, do they play any sports, do they have any hobbies that they like to focus on. Knowing this about my students helps me see some strengths that maybe I may not see so much in the classroom, but hearing about what they do outside of the classroom, I can see that they have strengths elsewhere. With this in mind, I also have very high expectations for my students, and I tell my students regularly that they are all capable of learning in my classroom and being able to be successful in my classroom. I support them through differentiating instruction on a daily basis, and I also support them through collaborative learning experiences with their peers. Allowing students to teach each other is a tool that helps students gain confidence, and it also helps build their abilities. Another disposition that makes me successful is my ability to reflect on my teaching practices. I really do this a lot. I know when a lesson is going really great that I can continue doing it the rest of the day. But if I have a lesson that's not going so great, I can reflect on that and know that I need to change something for the rest of the classes so that they will be successful in gaining the material and the knowledge that they need. Observing my peers is also another way that I help with my self-reflection, going into other teacher classrooms and seeing what they're doing, and maybe using some of their strategies to come back into my classroom and implement those so that my students can be more successful in my classroom. I would say the disposition that I need to work on, or two dispositions I need to work on, is sometimes in a low-performing school where I'm located, you find that you oftentimes dumb down the curriculum so that you have student success in your classroom, and so it's easy to fall into that rut. But with Common Core and our new ELA program that we just adopted, I'm learning to give the students those higher order questions and material, scaffolding the lessons for them so that they're exposed to the rigorous material, and I give them strategies to tackle those assignments that are above their cognitive level. Another area I find difficult having 130 students a day is individualizing instruction for each and every student in my classroom. I do the best that I can by having collaborative groups and peer discussions, but when it comes to individual assignments, I can see where gaps in understanding are, and it's sometimes difficult to have the time to differentiate each lesson for each student. When this happens and I see that I have a majority of students in the classroom that are not moving forward and grasping the concept or the material that we're working with, I will reteach those lessons and expose the students to the material again. However, sometimes it's boring for the students who understood it the first time, but I feel that it never hurts for them to be exposed again. A professional teacher to me is a role model to all students on campus. And in order to be a positive role model, teachers need to take responsibility for their actions and their communication with students. In order to do this, I feel we need to abide by a moral code of ethics such as honesty, integrity, and effective relationships with the students, with our colleagues and the community around us. Educators need to make sure that we use positive language, we create a safe environment for and encourage our students to do the best and make the right decisions. Not only are we governed by laws, but we are also must possess a moral code and be able to distinguish the difference between right and wrong. And we are the people that students spend the most of the time with during school hours. Therefore, we drive the culture of the school and we have the greatest influence and impact on our students. Thank you for listening.